Can you hear it in the background? LMA, tell her. That's the name of it. Tell her. I need to do her. I need her. Well, I think that was a Freudian slip there. um, I need I need her to do a duet with her if she hasn't already done so, because they're very similar. More than likely, more than likely, if you listen, if you have a playlist of LMA, you're probably listening to her as well. Vice versa, if you're listening to her, HER, uh, on a playlist, you're probably listening to LMA as well. They, those two are like the only two like uh, female black celebrities that I actually that I actually adore because I love their music and their voices and their look. Let me. I'm gonna clean off my lens here. So I want to continue the religious debate discussion, whatever you want to call it. But today is gonna be fun. It's Friday, and I don't want to get too heady with any topics today. So this one isn't really gonna be a debate so much as just a a conversation. Um, it is, what is your favorite religion? I'm gonna reveal mine, but I'd rather wait till other people dispense with their favorite faiths, walks of faith, religion, or if there's if they follow no organized religion, their spirituality, or even lack thereof. That's all is all good to me. But I shall reveal mine. Um, to make it a fair discussion. And yes, I am uh, non-religious or atheist, but that doesn't mean I don't have a favorite religion. I do, which I will reveal uh, shortly. I just want to see if other people are going to chime in first. If not, okay. It's 6:57, so I'm not going to stay on too long, but hopefully people will. Well, I will stay on long if and only if I get a lot of feedback on this topic. If there's a lot of people in the chat room chiming in, having fun discussing this, then absolutely we can keep this going the to the wheels fall off, so to speak. But first, let me do some preliminary stuff. I'm gonna change my chat filter to all messages, and I'm gonna check to make sure that this live stream is public, so the people can actually, yeah. So the visibility of the live stream is public, so people can come in. It's just that, oh, okay. Oh, someone has already. Good stuff. So yeah, but yeah. So um, just waiting for folks to come in. And if they don't, I'm just gonna reveal what my favorite is and then keep it moving. But I thought this would be interesting. It's Friday. People are just coming home. If they're not at the gym, they're not at happy hour. I would probably be at happy hour or the gym. Well, years ago I would have been at happy hour. Nowadays I'd be at the gym or going to MMA, something like that. Right? Got some more LMA playing in the background. Mm. This water's good. Straight from the tap. But again, It's a continuation of my week long series of religious topics. And this one's supposed to be a fun one. I hope it's just, what is your favorite religion? It's not, I don't want people, coming in here dumping on other people's faiths. You can talk about what your favorite is without, you know, shitting on other people's uh, chosen faith or their chosen lack of faith, whatever the case may be. I just thought this would be fun. It won't be heady like the last few nights, uh, and it's not really, and it's more it's more subjective, so it's less room for disagreement because you can't really disagree with what someone claims to be their favorite religion. Like it's their own personal taste. There's not much room for disagreement among when it comes to personal taste, which is inherently subjective. Um, so hopefully people will chime in and say what their favorite religion is. So that's the topic. What is your favorite religion? And again, I have one myself, and I will reveal that. I just don't want to open up with mine because then it kind of, I don't know. I have the hunch that if the host jumps in and at the beginning with what his favorite X, Y, or Z is, when that's the whole discussion is what is everyone's favorite such and such, that it kind of closes off a portion of the chat. But I'm just being honest that I do have a favorite one, and that I'll reveal it if But my favorite doesn't bias me against others necessarily. So at least not necessarily. But me, like I said, looking at my YouTube studios, it looks uh, I, my my live stream is visibly, excuse me, is visible, and I've seen people jump in, so they should be able to chime in. Dalton says hi, what's up? Sometimes it's a glitch with the mobile stream that I may not see something on time. Oh, you have a YouTube channel? That's cool. Many of us do. um, Anywho, did you want to chime in on the topic? The topic is what is your favorite religion? Let me check my chat filter again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check my community moderation. Everything is on point. There's no message delay. All right. So yeah. So this discussion is going to be incumbent on folks in the chat room to actually chime in. I can't force anyone's hand to like speak up and you know carry the conversation when there is people in the chat room, as there are currently none. But it oscillates between there being none to there being some to there being a lot to there being almost none again. And I think there's always like a slight delay between what I see on a screen and how many people are actually in the chat room in real time. I think there's always like a slight delay by a few seconds or more. Sometimes I'll see something like zero, and it's like people actually talking. I'm like, wait, what? Um, Vice versa, it will show like 15 or 20 or 30 people in the stream, and then there'll only be like one person actually conversing with me. So and that could be fair because it could just be like it could be like one person, is assertive enough to message while other folks might just be more comfortable as lurkers. I get that as well. So even though you'll have like a ton of people in the chat room, most of them are going to be lurkers. Unless it's like something is really heated, like politics or something, you'll get like thousands of people. I've actually had that 2 years ago during the elections, and I was talking about stuff, and I had like hundreds to a to I think maybe even thousands of people in my mobile stream at one time, and it was impossible for me to get the uh through the chat room because I was like literally like 2 hours behind in the conversation, and I streamed for like 5 hours or 6 hours throughout the night. And finally, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to catch up to the end of this at the end of the chat room. So I was like, I'm just going to cut it off here. And so I just skipped all the way ahead to the end and addressed those last few comments, and then ended the stream because it was like impossible. It's only possible for me to follow in real time when it's only like a few people. And even when it's like a few people, if the conversation is consistent, like it's like say anywhere between 5 to 10 people, even then it's gonna be hard to keep up with people in real time, and people get mad thinking I'm not addressing them, but it's just that I'm just going in order of what I see in the chat room, and that leaves a huge delay to when I can actually get to their most current, message. But yeah, this might be a dud just because of the time of day. And I understand that, but at the same time, I'm not staying up late. I am beat. I skipped my nap and decided I was going to go to bed early. So um, I'm willing to take the L on that, on a less vivacious live stream for the sake of getting enough sleep. So, sue me. I'm not willing to do the Kevin Samuels thing and stay up all night talking to a bunch of people arguing with me, slamming Red Bull just to get back up that morning with only like 2 hours of sleep, and do my actual work, and then that evening do the whole process over again. That was just way too taxing for a man of 52 years of age, and I'm only 4 years away from that. So, nah, I guess we learn lessons from seeing what he did, both what he did right and what he did wrong. Mm. But so looks like I'm not going to get any feedback on this. Like I said, I thought this was going to be a fun one. That's why that was another reason I started early, because just in case it did drag on, I was like, all right, I'll take the L on the sleep if and only if this really pops off. But doesn't look like it's don't look like it's popping, son. Don't look like it's popping, son. So that's all right. Uh, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, and if not, I'm just gonna reveal what my favorite religion is. I'm gonna end this, eat me some fruit snacks, wash up, and hit the bed. So, whoopsie daisy. So really, nada. So yeah, well, I'll say this. So originally, I thought my favorite religion was gonna be Zen Buddhism, and it kind of still is. But there's something very similar to it, which actually builds off of Buddhism, which is my favorite for nerdy reasons. Mm. But yeah, so that might give people a clue what it is. Again, not for people right now because there's no one really responding here in the chat room. But for people who might watch this broadcast on replay, the people who know me probably already can guess what I'm talking about. Like which religion I'm I'm hinting towards. Sorry, I'm getting into the music videos. I completely spazzed out. I like this video. This came out during the pandemic. I'm like, they filmed this video, no mask, no anything. Diddy's kids all in the video. LMA with Usher. Um, the yeah, the pandemic was such a big fraud when it came. Like they were telling everyone else to mask up. Meanwhile, none of the celebrities were. The politicians weren't. Gavin Newsom's slick willy ass was had the whole state of California lockdown. Meanwhile, he was going to uh, these big sumptuous events, completely unmasked, while everyone else was living in fear that they were gonna die and cause their granny to die if they didn't wear a mask. It was such bullshit. So yeah, if you see celebrities telling you to do one thing and they're doing the other, just saying. But I like this. I like this video. No, no, no question. Anywho, all right. Well, it's 19 minutes in. There's nothing going on here but the rent. So anyway, I'm just gonna say, well, my favorite religion is Jedi, and yes, it is an official religion. I remember it became an official religion like decades ago in Australia, but now there are Jedi temples internationally, including here in the U.S. And the easiest way to get in contact with them is online. So again, it is a real thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you guys a little info on it since ain't no one here to talk. And so the religion's called Jediism. And I actually got in touch with the folks in that faith many years ago on Facebook. They are available on Facebook if people want to get more in touch with them. But I'm gonna read off from the Google AI overview of what they're about, in case people are moderately interested in this. So Jediism is a real life, predominantly online, hyper real, quote unquote. I don't know what hyper real means, but hyper real religion inspired by the Star Wars saga, focusing on the Force, a universal energy, and the Jedi code: peace, knowledge, serenity. Adherents practice meditation, mindfulness, and self actualization, following 33 teachings for daily life. While not legally recognized as a charity in many places, it has thousands of followers worldwide. Core beliefs and philosophy. The Force, the belief is the belief in a real underlying energy that connects all things, often viewed as a guide for daily life. The Jedi Code, a set of principles focusing on peace, serenity, and the avoidance of emotion driven actions, e.g., there is no emotion, there is peace. Spirituality and wisdom. Rather than worshiping a deity, followers focus on improving themselves and the world through wisdom and compassion. So you can see why, as an atheist, I would be drawn to something like this. Practices and symbols. Meditation, a central practice to connect with the Force and calm the mind. Study, engaging with teachings that blend Star Wars philosophy with Buddhism, Taoism, and Stoicism, which again I hinted at yesterday when I said that I'm privy to Zen Buddhism, which has its parallels with Stoicism, and of course with Taoism, because both Buddhism and Taoism have been integral to Asian martial arts. Community, active online communities, e.g., Temple of the Jedi Order, and occasionally in person meetups or ceremonies. Symbols, often associated with the Jedi Order symbol from the films, the lightsaber as a symbol of focus, and the Jedi robes. Becoming a member, adherence. Generally, one becomes a Jediist by adopting the philosophy and attempting to live by the code in their daily lives. Groups. Organizations like the Temple of the Jedi Order provide training and community, though it is not necessary to join a formal group to identify as a Jedi. Real world recognition, census phenomenon. Thousands registered as Jedi in UK, Canadian, and Czech censuses, highlighting its status as a cultural rather than state recognized religion. Controversy. While some see it as a serious modern spiritual path, others view it as a subculture or parody. I don't see it as a parody, but I can see how people would see it as a subculture. Jediism is considered a hyper-real religion as it takes a fictional concept and apply it to real life, aiming to find deeper meaning through the narrative of the Jedi. It's funny that they say that Jediism is considered hyper-real because it takes a fictional concept and apply it to real life, as if all religions don't already do that. That's literally what every religion does: is take a fictional concept and apply it to real life. How is Jediism any fucking different? That's where I guess you can get into saying it's maybe a parody, but it's not. Like the people whom I've talked to, from like the Temple of the Jedi Order or wherever it was, the organization with which I talked with people online, they took it pretty seriously. Like they saw it as an actual spiritual thing. They didn't treat it as a parody, although it definitely had some subculture underlying underlying it. Let's do a bit of a deeper dive into my favorite religion here. Just so I can give you guys some more information since no one's chiming in here, and then I'm going to end this. So, Jediism is a real world philosophy and spiritual movement based on the fictional Jedi Order from the Star Wars franchise. While it originated as a quote unquote pop culture phenomenon, many followers view it as a serious, non theistic religion or applied life philosophy, core beliefs and practices. Our practitioners often call Jedi follow a syncretic belief system that draws heavily from Taoism, Buddhism, and Christianity. The Force, you know, the central belief is in an all encompassing energy that binds the universe together. Followers strive to maintain a balance between its light and dark sides. Tenets. The religion is typically built on the three tenets of focus, knowledge, and wisdom. Moral codes. Different organizations may follow varying sets of rules, such as the 13 keys of the Code of the Jedi, the 16 teachings, or the 21 maxims. I'm not familiar with these. um, Practices. Modern Jedi engage in meditation, mindfulness, and community service to promote peace and justice. Legal recognition as of 2026. Jediism's status as an official religion varies significantly by country and organization. United States. The Temple of the Jedi Order is a registered 501c3 tax exempt religious organization. The U.S. military has also recognized Jedi as a religious preference for service members in the past. Yeah, they've been very all encompassing in the military as far as spiritual faiths. Back when I went in '98, like it was pretty basic. It was like, you know, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, a non-religious preference. I think those were the six categories. I chose non-religious preference. Now you can choose atheist, agnostic. Uh, you can choose some. You can choose so many things now that weren't available back then when I enlisted in '98. United Kingdom. In 2016, the Charity Commission ruled that Jediism does not qualify as a religion under UK law because it lacks a quote unquote cogent religious structure and sufficient public benefits. Census presence. Millions of people worldwide have identified as Jedi in national censuses, particularly in the UK, New Zealand, and the Czech Republic. Though these are often categorized as no religion or other by official agencies. Oh well. And so there are books for people who like to learn more. But yeah, I guess that's good enough. So that is my favorite religion. I was hoping to get you guys to reply and tell me yours, but that's fine. If you watch this this live broadcast on replay, you can leave it in the comment section. What's your favorite religion? Go ahead and do that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna bounce out of here because what time do I got? Yeah, I mean, I was willing to give it a little longer. Pause. But there's like no one to actually chime in. So what can you do? Um, yeah, I've tried the chat filter multiple times to make sure I'm not screening people unintentionally. So I can only do so much about that. But I'm competing with literally thousands of other streamers and people on social media. Um, Not to mention people may have lives and they're going to the gym, going to happy hour. getting some butt, something, I don't know, whatever. Um, so I have to recognize that I'm competing for people's eyeballs, amongst many other folks doing the same thing at the same time and even on the same platform. So that's it for me, folks. I fought the fight, and no one's here, so we'll try this again. Same bat time, same bat channel. All right, I'm out, guys. Peace.